I want to talk to someone who's a non-actor. Someone who's willing to talk for a little bit about who they are. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm going to sit close to this camera. And I'm going to listen to you. And this camera's going to capture me while I do this. What's your first name?
Greg.
Greg?
Yeah.
For real? All right. Why are you here, Greg?
I used to do improv in college, and I've gone to UCB shows for a long time.
Great. The tale is old as time. In college, when you did improv, was it long form or short form?
We started with both, but by the time I graduated, just long form.
Good man. All right. What do you do for a living now?
I work for the Parks Department, City Parks Department.
City Parks Department. Parks and Rec, Amy Poehler. Never fully got away from it, did you? You know what I mean? Like, so here he is, he's sitting in UCB, he's like, working in the Parks Department. What's your day like? What's your average day like in the Parks Department?
Honestly, I'm a manager now, so it's a lot of sitting in front of a computer and making sure that other people are able to do their jobs.
Very little time in the actual parks, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, probably twice a week.
Twice a week in the park?
Yeah, maybe.
3 days a week, no park?
Yeah.
I'm assuming a 5-day week.
Yeah.
All right. You like what you do?
Most of the time.
All right. That's normal. You like the park?
Yeah.
Do you prefer the park days to the office days?
Almost always.
All right. And what kind of acting do you like?
Honest acting?
Can you give me a good example of dishonest acting? Acting that you've seen, you're like, I don't buy it. I'm not impressed with this.
Yeah, like melodrama that's not self-aware.
All right. You put a lot of thought into this. This is not a prearranged conversation. Two people talking and your answers are solid. Do you have a favorite performance that you've ever seen, either live or in filmed medium?
Recently we saw Merrily, and Merrily were along, and all those performances were fantastic.
Mm-hmm. All right. It's my last week at the Parks Department. My last day, my last week, I should say. And I wish I'd ended it on a park day. Been in this job for over 3 decades. And 3/5 of the time here has been not as good. I can't help but think that over time I've allowed an imbalance to exist that has left me in a place where I'm filled with regret. 3 of the days of each week in a place I've come to despise. With the mere 2/5 of the week out in the glory of God's green nature. Everybody in the office chipped in to buy me this little ornamental plant. It's not the sort of thing you keep outside, it's the sort of thing that you keep on a desk in an office. Because that's where they see me most of the time. They see me here in the office. I think back to my carefree days, doing both kinds of improv in college. That was all indoors, but because of of the nature of what we were doing. We could go anywhere. We created our own reality. The sky was the limit. 10 years earlier. I like it here. Working in the parks department, it's not so bad. 2 days out of the week, I get to be outside in the park. Today, I'm in an indoor day. But, that's when we do the work that actually helps maintain the parks, not a groundskeeper, There's bureaucratic stuff that's very important. I know it seems crazy, because you think, the parks, that's going to be all outdoor stuff. But if you don't do the indoor stuff, the outdoor stuff doesn't get done. That's why it's worth it. You got it. And 3 out of 5, that's fine. That's an acceptable compromise. Would I prefer I'd swap it? Sure. I'd love it. If I could have 3 park days and then 2 days in the office, and I think actually I've pitched this to my manager. Because I'm a manager, but every manager has a manager, and I'm not the fucking king of the park. Right? But I keep pushing this idea, and I do think it is going to happen at some point where I could do 3 days in the park, 2 days in the office, if I work twice as hard on the days when I'm in the office. I think it could happen. Those kind of ideas take me back to my carefree days in college. I do both kinds of improv, just like I do both kinds of park work, indoor and outdoor. You gotta be able to do multiple kinds of things, You just got it. Otherwise you'll burn out. So if I could sort of at some point convince my manager, please, let's swap it. Even if we just try it. Maybe we could try it, for a couple weeks. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back. 10 years early. I work in the parks department. 3 days inside, 2 days out in the park, and I love it. I love going out in the park, and I get to do 2 days a week. How many people you know who have an office job where 2 days a week, they get to go out in the park and work in the park all day long? I got it made. I could work here the rest of my life. 3 and 2, it's a solid 5 days a week. If I use my own time on the weekend to go to the park, then I got 4 park days a week. Those 3 days, they don't look like nothing, Jack. I got my whole life ahead of me. Doing what I want. Leslie fucking nope. Was that honest enough?
Why do we act? And what is acting? They say that acting is just plain pretend. But if we pretend that we are acting, then where does acting stop and living begin? Acting is real, but so is faking. And there are fakings that seem awfully nice. Reality sucks, and so does acting.